Welcome to NTN Nightly. I am Janelle Norville. This edition's top stories. St. Lucia is now among the few countries in the Caribbean with the capability of testing for COVID-19. Government to hire retired health practitioners in the national effort against COVID-19 and assessing the impact of Article 164 on the local market. All that plus the latest in youth development and sports and the NTN Nouvelle Creole. St. Lucia is now among the few countries in the Caribbean region with the capability of testing for the novel coronavirus COVID-19. Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Chastanet recently informed that the government had approved financing for the purchase of testing equipment. Last week, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George announced that the equipment had been shipped. Addressing media personnel at a press conference Wednesday, March 11, Dr. Belmar-George announced the arrival of the testing equipment. The Chief Medical Officer indicated that barring any unforeseen circumstances, St. Lucia will have full testing capacity before the end of March 2020.
The Ministry of Health, with support of financing, through the Ministry of Finance, we had quite steadily been working with the team from the Caribbean Public Health Agency to see how we could have our own diagnostic capacity in country. The equipment for diagnostic testing for COVID-19 came in yesterday, so we have received the equipment to facilitate testing. The reagents will be coming in tomorrow, Thursday, and our laboratory staff will be undergoing testing next week for use of the machine and for testing for COVID-19. So we anticipate, if all goes well, that by the week of March 23rd, we should have the capacity for diagnostic testing here in St. Lucia. So that we are really hoping that everything flows as planned. As I'm saying, we are anticipating. So this diagnostic capacity should be here very soon.
In the case of in-country transmission, the Department of Health and Wellness will be setting up 5 community clinics in 5 areas. These include Grosley, Dennery, Soufrière, Castries, and Vieux-Fort. Data on COVID-19 shows that 81% of individuals develop the virus in a mild form and therefore will not need hospital care, allowing them to stay home. As such, the community clinics will serve as the first point of contact for individuals seeking advice and care as it relates to COVID-19. An isolation unit has also been established.
Within the hospital, we are presently at our isolation treatment center. Remember, we do not have any cases to date. So we have set up a 15-bed isolation unit within the hospital. Now, these cases are these beds are for persons who need hospital admission. This would be persons within the severe group, and usually what we note from what is happening in the other countries, those are persons who tend to be older and tend to have other comorbid conditions, such as diabetes, such as renal disease, liver disease, lung conditions.
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Sharon Belmar-George. Meantime, the government of St. Lucia is increasing the human resource capacity in the national effort against the COVID-19. Minister for Health and Wellness, Senator Honorable Mary Isaac, has informed that the government is looking to engage retired health practitioners.
We have called on everyone who is a qualified nurse in St. Lucia to report to the Ministry of Health, to apply so that we can engage you and, of course, employ you, so that we can have sufficient hands on deck. So if you know of anyone who is out there who has healthcare training, public health as well as nursing, please feel free to ask them to approach the ministry so that they can apply to start working with us in our attempts to try and keep this coronavirus at bay.
Health and Wellness Minister Senator Honorable Mary Isaac as she addressed Parliament on Tuesday, March 10 on government's preparations for COVID-19. And the Department of Health and Wellness is intensifying its sensitization campaign on the coronavirus, engaging the Ministry of Education to ensure prevention measures are heightened at the schools.
Continuing efforts to bring awareness about coronavirus and its prevention, the Department of Health and Wellness recently hosted sensitization sessions with primary and secondary school principals. Medical Officer of Health Dr. Glensford Joseph says this session was extremely important as it provided principals with the opportunity to review and update their response plan for COVID-19 in the schools.
It is important to know that the management of COVID-19 requires a multi-sectoral approach. And within the education system, especially the schools, we know we have large gathering of children. As such, it is important for the Ministry of Education to ensure that their plans are up to date so that they can prepare for and respond to the event of COVID-19 importation into St. Lucia.
School Safety Officer in the Department of Education, Bernice Kudra, says he's very pleased with the collaboration between the Department of Education and the Department of Health to sensitize the principals, given that coronavirus can have a significant impact on the schools.
The information that they will be gathering today will better equip them so that when they get to their schools, if perchance there were to be any case, they would know the best way to deal with the situation. It is an ongoing partnership with the Ministry of Health as it relates to the coronavirus and health generally. So we're just strengthening our protocols at this point. The professionals from the ministry are here to impart the correct ways and the correct information to our principals so that when they get back to the school, they will be able to go back and give the teachers information that will, again, through their school safety plans, be able to deal with any eventuality.
Kodra says it is hoped that great focus will be placed on intensive health and hygiene exercises at the schools.
We know children tend to play and put their hands in the mouth and all of those things. So we want to encourage the schools to continue emphasizing, educating the students on proper hygiene. Also that information will also be sent to the homes where that will be reinforced at the home level. So it is very, very important that the personal hygiene in particular, because that is the best way to prevent the spread of coronavirus.
The Department of Health and Wellness appeals to all schools to heighten the promotion of good hygiene practices such as frequent hand washing and cough etiquette. Reporting from the Communications Unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness, I am Fennel Neptune.
COVID-19 is proving to be more than a global health concern. It is having debilitating impact on economies around the world. And the government of St. Lucia is watching the situation closely. In fact, Prime Minister and Minister for Finance, the Honorable Alan Chasney, speaking in Parliament Tuesday, announced the decision to postpone the presentation of the estimate of revenue and expenditure to allow for a full understanding of the economic fallout from COVID-19. The tourism sector is just one of the sectors impacted. Already, government has had to make tough decisions in relation to the cruise sector.
Preliminary calculations show that we have foregone approximately 18,721 cruise passengers coming to our shores. These are the difficult decisions we've had to make, but I have to say, always in the best interest of our citizens. Once we started to dialogue with the cruise industry, however, we realized that the protocols from the Caribbean Public Health Agency, CAFA, dealt more specifically with the airline industry and shipping, but did not speak in detail about the cruise industry and yachting. We also realized that we did not have a common policy in the region, making it difficult for the ships to operate. In order to address the coronavirus, CARICOM put together a committee of the Ministers of Health, with a subcommittee also set up to prepare a preliminary report. Due to the absence of a common policy and the fallout that ensued, I was able to get the FCCA to make a presentation to the subcommittee in order to highlight some of their major issues and concerns.
Prime Minister the Honorable Alan Shastney. This is NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is up next.
The 2020 Inter-Secondary School Track and Field Championships comes to the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground on Friday, March 20th, 2020. Come cheer as student athletes from secondary schools across the island battle for athletic supremacy. Castries Comprehensive, SMC, VA4 Secondary, Shozel Secondary, Miku Secondary, SJC, Sufre Comprehensive, Clayton Mason Secondary, Patricia James Secondary, Beanfield Comprehensive, and more will be there. Which school will be crowned champion? St. Lucians, make your way to the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds on Friday, March 20th to support St. Lucia's best student athletes as they race for the gold.
Welcome back. We join Ryan O'Brien for the latest happenings in youth development and sports.
Thanks, Janelle. I'm Ryan O'Brien and welcome to your update from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports on the NTN Nightly News. The 2020 Mass United Insurance Schools Cricket Tournament, organized by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, continued on Monday with quarter-final action. At the Balata playing field, the St. Lucia Sports Academy earned themselves a hard-fought 32-run victory over St. Mary's College. St. Lucia Sports Academy batting first dismissed for 136 in 26.5 overs, with Stephen Dupre making 22, Royce Paul 18, Kevin Gassi 17. Bowling for St. Mary's College, Amadi Venna bagged 5 for 43, Aki Mogis 2 for 21, being their most successful bowlers. In reply, St. Mary's College bowled out for 104 in 23 overs, with Aki Mogis making 35, Ryan Goodman 32, and Stephen Abraham 12. Bowling for the Sports Academy, Kevin Gassi claimed 4 for 22, Royce Paul 3 for 18, and Tariq Edward 2 for 35. At the Larry Zeus playing field in the Mabwea Valley, Leoness Comprehensive Secondary registered a comfortable 137-run victory over Miku Secondary. Leoness Comprehensive, batting first, made 195 all-out in 32.5 overs, with Jaden Elibok 71, Joel Simon 42, Udell Preville 24, and Lee Solomon 15, the leading scorers. Bowling for Miku Secondary, Dikej Henry claimed 4 for 58, Marklin Estefan 3 for 48, and Cody Lesmore 2 for 25. In reply, Miku Secondary bowled out for 62 in 15.4 overs, with Cody Lesmore 10, the only batsman to reach double figures. Bowling for Leoness Comprehensive, Jaden Elibox picked up 4 for 16, Keegan Arnold 2 for 16, and Udell Preville 2 for 14. At the Grizzly playing field, Castries Comprehensive Secondary completed a comfortable 149-run victory over Corinth Secondary. Castries Comprehensive batting first reached 227 for 6 in their allotted 40 overs, with McKenny Clark making 57, Jadel Louis 51, and Joshua Sepal 47. Bowling for Corinth Secondary, Tyson Segis had 2 for 23, Judah Stapleton 2 for 27. In reply, Corinth Secondary bowled out for 78 in 90.2 overs, with Kenrick James making 14. At the Philip Marcel grounds in VA4, Sir Arthur Lewis Community College defeated Sufre Comprehensive by 6 wickets. Sufre Comprehensive batting first dismissed for 106 in 14.3 overs, with Stefan Theophan and Tyler Daisy contributing 17 each. Bowling for Sir Arthur Lewis Community College, Simeon Gerson impressive with 4 for 18, backed up by Lee Solomon's 4 for 20. In response, Arthur Lewis Community College got to victory, finishing on 107 for 4 in 15 overs, with Lee Solomon leading the way with 60 and Kerwell Prosper 20 not out. The matchups and details for the semi-finals will be announced soon. Schools track and field competition definitely on and staged by the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. The Northern qualifiers were held at the Darren Sammy Cricket Ground Tuesday and Wednesday. Here are some of the highlights. action moves to the Southern qualifiers Thursday and Friday. And with that, we have come to the end of your update from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports for today. I'm Ryan O'Brien.
Thanks, Ryan. The Ministry of Commerce, International Trade, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs is assessing the impact of the implementation of Article 164 on the local market. Article 164 is a CARICOM-wide initiative aimed at promoting industrial development in the less developed countries of CARICOM. The regime seeks to achieve its objectives through the provision of tariff protection and other support measures which enhances the competitiveness of manufacturers in less developed countries in the production of a specified list of goods. The Article 164 regime covers 15 product groups across 36 tariff lines and provides tariff protection to products on that list for a specified period of time. For two of the products, namely curry powder and pasta, the regime will be in effect for 5 years. For the remaining products, including flour, aerated waters, malt, beer, stout, animal feed, oxygen and carbon monoxide, acetylene, candles of paraffin wax, solar water heaters for domestic use, paint and varnishes, including enamels and lacquers. Minister for Commerce, Industry, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs, Honorable Bradley Felix, indicates, however, that following implementation, some teething issues have been identified and will be rectified soonest.
There were some additional goods that fell under the other bracket, which actually got affected. So we recognize there were a range of other goods that got clustered in the intention, because what Article 164 is supposed to do is to protect the perfect substitute of whatever is being done in St. Lucia and in the LDCs. But based on the manner in which some of these goods fall under in terms of customs, tariffs and headings, they seem to have a whole range of other items, particularly juices, which were affected. The intention is that we will be going to Cabinet to suspend a number of these other products until we can address this from a quoted level.
While tourism remains the country's main revenue earner, its vulnerability to external shocks cannot be ignored. The Ministry for Commerce explains that as a result, the government is aiming to diversify its revenue earners, and the manufacturing sector has a big role to play. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs, Sophia Henry, explains that the manufacturing sector is looking to take full advantage of the implementation of Article 164. She urges the public and businesses to support local.
The goods that are produced in St. Lucia, once these goods are available, they are not impacted. Okay, but if substitutes are imported, that is the goods that are subject to the tariff. Only those imported from more developed countries and from third countries. Okay, so that's a very important point. And also to highlight that our manufacturing sector has invested heavily in plant and equipment because of Article 164 to increase their productive capacity. And that is a plus. And that is the whole purpose of the article. So they are taking advantage of that so that they can expand, so that they can produce more to the local market and to even export. Okay, so that's the point I would like to make it.
The Ministry of Commerce, Industry, Investment, Enterprise Development and Consumer Affairs reiterates that for each product on the list, consumers and importers have the option of purchasing or sourcing from local suppliers or from another less developed country, in which case prices are expected to remain unaffected. Director of International Trade Dr. Thomas Samuel explains that the regime also includes a component which offers assistance to manufacturers to improve their productivity and enhance their operations.
There's also another set of support measures which will be going along with the tariff adjustment arrangements. In other words, there will be adjustments, support given to each firm, beneficiary firm, in looking at specific issues, whether it be to build their plant up, whether to boost the product in terms of product development, quality. You always hear about quality and standards, all of these things, looking at shipping. So there's that aspect as well, which is also part of the Article 164.
The ministry, through its Consumer Affairs Division, will continue to monitor price changes of the products covered under the regime. A committee or task force in collaboration with the private sector is expected to be established so as to further examine all products classified under the tariff lines in the regime with a view of ensuring that only the intended products are impacted by the regime. From the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville. Stay with NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle, a Creole.
The 2020 Inter-District Primary School Track Championships comes to the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds on Tuesday, March 24, 2020. Come cheer as primary school students from across the island battle for athletic supremacy. Which district is going to be crowned champion? St. Lucians, make your way to the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds on Tuesday, March 24 to support St. Lucia's best primary school athletes as they race for the gold.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle, a Creole.
Merci autant, Janelle. Monsieur, Madame, département, qui nous responsabilité pour information en gouvernement cette ici, GIS, à ce mépi télévision nationale pays à NTN, qu'a présenté nouvelle en Creole. Présenté Primus Hutchinson. À d'ailleurs débat, qu'il consiste pour discuter action gouvernement pour prêter hod export-import back des Républiques Chine à Taïwan en hauteur de $20 millions américains pour financer phase D pour rebâtir l'hôpital St. Jude, ni façade gouvernement et aussi opposition, teni tibouin tiremete de une session en caille parlement mardi. Mais, Premier ministre Honorable Ellen Chasney explique valeur et importance initiative ça qui caille porter autant secours santé pour peuple à façade sous pays et aussi celle-ci généralement. Premier ministre Chasney indique qu'il consigne pour comprendre des gros bénéfices que l'hôpital Neuf Salah ni pour Ville-Vieux-Fort et c'est pas ouest là qui est loin. L'hôpital St. Jude souffert par un défi qui dévalisé et prend la vie de 3 personnes à l'année 2009. Depuis après ça, c'est Grand Stadium Sport George Odlum qui a opéré comme l'hôpital pour façade sud pays qui ni en population à peu près 70 000 personnes. Premier ministre Chasney déclaré que l'hôpital Neuf St. Jude a toutes ces facilités que l'hôpital ni besoin et qu'il opère à sous détail. Premier ministre a fait un appel pour les membres opposition embrasser l'effort qu'il a fait pour vivre placer service santé en sud pays là à une position qui est bien avancée. Premier ministre Chasney promet les peuples en wet vieux fort une facilité de santé nouveau qui a un degré international qui pas seulement ni bénéfice de santé mais aussi qui a l'occasion de travail pour Jean Fiefort et Powers qui prie. Représentatif pour façade Nord-Mikou, honorable Dr. Gail Rigobert, fait un appel pour l'année un primaire comprendre pour initiative ça là. Il va dire que santé c'est pour tout peuple et plutôt pour l'année en l'homme chance. Il y a trois primaires en faveur nous toutes pour accepter le bâtiment de l'hôpital St. Jude qu'on a porté plus haute service santé pour ce pays. Il faut comprendre que dans une situation comme ça, coopération et collaboration importante pour aider le développement du pays. Le représentatif des Sud-Est Castries, honorable Guy Joseph, aussi parlait de l'avantage que l'hôpital de Flac a porté. Parmi les représentatifs qui ont support, c'était honorable Bradley Felix de Powers Choisey Soltebas, honorable Harold Stanislas, Rod Souffrier Fossé Jacques, honorable Cyril Flood Bobre, Côte Central Castries, et parmi les autres membres du Parlement des gouvernements de l'ICI. Public, cette ici, j'ai trouvé l'occasion d'informations nouvelles concernant COVID-19 qui connaît plus mais qu'en Corona. Durant une conférence pour les travailleurs médias mercredi, représentatif département santé, département éducation et les pompiers te semblaient en studio GIS NTN pour causer hasard public et puis les journalistes à ce démarche nouveau en préparation pour des asthmes maladies. Chef officier du département de santé et l'environnement, Parker Ragnanan, causer puis moins concerné ça a été discuté avec toutes ces démarches qui sont en place pour essayer d'arrêter force maladie ça là si un cas y attaqué pays cette ici. Selon Ragnanan, les autorités ont placé plusieurs WEG en place et qu'à continuer à rester au courant pour préserver la WAD et pour nouveau, pour nous, comme maladie a échoué plus près cette ici.
Martinique, par exemple, la jeune malade ça là, et nous savons l'année chay monter descendre between cette lycée et Martinique, nous avons chay cette lycée et Martinique et Gavin cette lycée. So, nous voulons prendre toute démarche pour protéger le pays à la maladie ça là. So, il y a ce que nous avons c'est pour nous protéger comme nous. Et nous voulons tout le monde public là savent ça. Et il y a ce qui est important c'est laver la main avec de l'eau savon. C'est important. Nous avons une manière de toucher quand nous toutes les nous avons souqué la main, nous mais la main nous réfugiés nous et c'est ça non pour point progression depuis à présent pour pas faire ça là. Nous voulons dire aussi que la sanitizer mais pour warm water, alcohol, 70% alcohol pour servir sur passage de l'eau pour laver la main.
Une autre situation qui est très importante, selon Ragnanan, c'est pour décourager les gens pour sembler en grande quantité. Plusieurs pays ont pris décision ça là pour fermer cette commune et place côté un peu le monde qui assemblé. Alors, les autorités ont considéré ces démarches ça là en toute façon pour protéger le public cette lycée.
So nous faisons parler associés et venir cette lycée peut-être by quand jazz, carnaval, l'école, tout ces ça pour nous garder. Et juste l'église, la messe tout pour limiter à sa association avec une quantité de monde. So toutes ces bagages là nous avons parlé depuis à présent pour nous ça commencer mettre en l'idée nous, mettre en catchil nous pour si nous n'y a cas de coronavirus là pour nous savoir ça pour faire.
Moun qui engagé en agro-processing, ça veut dire qu'a servi divers denrées et fruits pour produire articles agricoles pour vendre à cette lycée avec l'autre pays, j'ai aussi voulu promettre là que le gouvernement a placé plus pèse à ce développement industriel là. Le ministre de l'Agriculture, honorable Ezekiel Joseph, déclaré qu'en observance journée mondiale des manger l'année passée, il a observé si quantité de cette lycéen qui est engagé dans l'industrie là. Et c'est pour raison il décidé que le ministère et le gouvernement ensemble ont longé la main pour hausser des opérations industrie agro-processing à cette lycée.
Because quand le gouvernement, moi, si on a changé, l'ai la première fois, moi, établi des agro-processing centers. Des agro-processing centers établis. Mon cas dit nous pouvons faire un bon agro-processing, right? Nous établis agro-processing center font à ça. Et puis nous établis agro-processing center en Angers. Right? Par ça, nous finissons l'usine Kakoa et puis nous établissons un agro-processing center pour Siomel. So nous avons fait chaque bagaille pour agro-processing. Mais là où nous monde qui a fait à ce code koyo, ça c'est une opportunité pour nous assister ces monde ça.
Selon le ministre agricole, le ministère tient une discussion et puis les peuples qui sont engagés à l'industrie côté c'est mettre à faire placer devant le ministre là tout ça qui a affecté yo et le ministre là d'accord pour assister yo en direction ça là.
Premier bail nous avons fait primus nous actuellement nous cruise ship season là. OK? Nous y a chaque bâtiment qui descend ici en pays cette ici. Invest cette ici, ça c'est compagnie qui responsable pour ces portes là, Point Seraphine a d'accord pour établir tentes. Et puis c'est mon nom, quand ils venir ensemble, et puis ça a des displays produits, et puis quand il y a une opportunité pour vendre produits, bah c'est touristes là qui entrent dans cette liste. Ouais, ça c'est le premier bail nous avons fait. L'autre bail là, c'est New Market là, nous avons établi, nous voulons organiser un groupe, et puis de manière New Market là, ça a acheté ces produits, et puis pour display, puis vendre. So nous avons aussi support.
Et, messieurs, mesdames, à ce côté, nous avons une nouvelle là, aujourd'hui, je vous remercie autant pour regarder. Je vais une invitation pour que vous considérer conserver la vie. Je vais présenter une autre nouvelle en créole. À présent, je vais présenter Chanel.
Merci, Appeal Primus. Here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
The skies are generally fair, becoming cloudy at times with a few showers. The Atlantic high pressure system will generate moderate to brisk easterly winds and influence rough sea conditions across the eastern Caribbean region during the next few days. Patches of low-level clouds moving with the wind flow will cause a brief shower period over the islands during the next 24 hours. Tides for Castries Harbor high at 5:27 p.m. and low at 11:03 p.m. Tides for Veyfort Bay low at 12:17 p.m. and high at 6:34 p.m. The seas locally rough with waves and northeasterly swells 6 to 9 feet or 1.8 to 2.7 meters. Small craft operators and sea bathers are advised to exercise caution due to above normal seas. The sun will rise Thursday at 6:13 a.m.
That brings us to the end of NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the St. Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I am Janelle Norvell.